Hello, it's Helen at Viva Pilates in Essex. How are we this evening? Had a good day, I hope. Sun is still out, bit cold, but when the sun is shining on you, really nice and warm. I always like to try and get out in my lunch hour to get a little bit of sun and just to get outside, just to feel a bit of air, to breathe, relax and just reset. I hope you try and fit that into your day as well. So this week the theme is back care, talking about different things where certain myths that have been sort of put out there, and just trying to see if we can get your body to move more effectively, which is what I am all about. So today I was little hair talking about back care and fitness and your workouts, and just interested to know what kind of workouts you're doing. Hopefully you haven't got any lower back pain issues going on, but again, let me know if that's something that's happening for you. Because it could be that just by a few small changes in how you're moving, you can actually make your workout improve the quality of your back. So, as I said, for a start, what is your workout? What are you doing? Because if you're doing a lot of forward bending, and it's a bend through your back, so you're kind of rolling in and out of the bending action, constant repetition of that is going to possibly aggravate your lower back. And combined with a sedentary job, if you're sitting down a lot where you do a similar action, that's a lot of repetition. So if you're doing a squat in your workout and you're more in a very rounded, curved, flexed spine position, you're putting your spine through quite a lot of strain, quite a lot of discomfort really in the long run. And then if you add load, so say you decide to pick up a bar, put the bar on your back or hold heavy weights, and you're in that rounded back spine position, that could aggravate the lower back because it's putting too much pressure on your spine. So we need to kind of think about how the body functions and what is your spine there for. And it is support, isn't it? It's holding your body up. It's a bit like a radio tower. I've just seen this description in Stuart McGill's Back Mechanics, but like a radio tower with lots of sort of, I can't think of it, like guy ropes coming down. So it's a very supportive structure, and your muscle, ligaments, tendons are all there to help sort of mobilize the structure, but not necessarily your spine. Your spine isn't really meant to be super mobile. It's there for stability. So when you're doing your workouts, just be careful how flexible and bendy your spine is being whilst you're working out. So my kind of tip number one today is when you're doing your squats, if you're doing forward bending, you need to learn to hinge at the hip. And you can find where that crease is, literally just stand, bend your knees, and you'll feel that little dip in between your sort of thigh and your pelvis. There is your hip crease. That needs to happen if you're going to start doing a lot of bending actions in your workout. Now obviously you're not just going to bend straight down like that, you will have to come forward. So you have a hip hinge going on, so the upper body hinges over the lower body. In a squatting action, your knees need to bend and your ankles need to flex as well. So there's a lot of action has to happen to make a safe and effective movement. So really do consider in your workouts, how are you moving? Is it spine friendly? So tip one, we need to be hip hinging, and you can apply this to your daily activities as well. So stretching, always a big area of discussion, but no doubt you are including some stretching and flexibility into your workouts. I would suggest that when you're warming up, it's not holding in stretches. That's gone now. That's not really something we keep practicing because they haven't found it as useful to the body to hold a stretch before you start trying to be very active. So you just want to warm up normally, get on a treadmill, walk a bit, get the body ready, limbered up, but you need to warm up appropriately to your activity. So say you're going to be doing sort of some squatting, maybe you're going to go for some heavy weight. You need to prep your body for those moves. So doing moves that are similar to the move you are then going to do with intensity, if that's the nature of your workout. So the first tip was all about hinging at the hips so that you don't overuse your back when you're working out. And then this one really is just consider your stretching in and your flexibility in your workouts, what you're doing, because ultimately the spine wants to be stable. Being too flexible doesn't really promote stability, so we have to get that balance between being stable and flexible. So consider how what is your stretching doing? Is it appropriate to workout? Is it actually helping your workout? And then we're going to look at the whole thing about load and strength training, because if you're not able to hinge at the hip and you're constantly flexing your spine to do your squats or to do weight training, you could cause yourself a problem in the long run. You need to get your technique before you add any load to any form of exercise. Again, the muscles can't do the job they're supposed to do correctly if you're not stabilizing and the spine isn't sort of in a good supportive place. And that kind of again boils down to this whole hip hinge, that there's differentiation at the hip with how the spine is working to the lower body. So build on endurance is what I would strongly suggest as a tip, to help with your back care when you're working out. Learn to sort of do endurance exercises and do them well, so you have low load and more repetitions. Obviously don't do the same thing every day, but build the endurance, because ultimately our kind of the stabilizing side of our body is geared to endurance. If you're going to stand around a lot, or maybe you're seated a lot, you're doing endurance half the time, aren't you? But you want to be able to, in exercise, do the exercise as well with low load before you go anywhere near strength training. So really bear that in mind. Don't run before you can walk, so to speak. And then we want to look at what range are you working in. So are you trying to get to that end range? Are you trying to do that in your stretches as well? End range is the place where your joint's going to be most vulnerable. And we're not designed to go to our end range when it comes to working out. And this is with Pilates and yoga as well. We're not really meant to be going there, because it is that place, as I said, where you might get injured. And our connective tissue, so that's your collagen, your ligaments, joint capsule, the fascia, is designed to limit us reaching end range. So try not to go against what your body is designed to do, because this could have an effect, well, it will have an effect on how well your body moves, and it could compromise your lower back. So again, another tip is keep the range within the norm. Don't seek the end range, just reduce it, and you'll get better, stronger gains from your workout. So we had hip hinging as the first tip. Learn to make sure you can do that, so you're not always using your spine, flexing it to try and do your workout. With stretching, think more about your stability than your flexibility in your workouts. Obviously you do need to kind of let your body chill out, but if you've done an intense workout, you can go for a walk rather than just stand there and hold stretches. Think about the stability. Number 3 was building your endurance before you start adding strength to your training, adding heavy load, because you need your back to be ready for that kind of action. So remember, the back is built for stability and support. It's not meant to be incredibly mobile. So again, make sure your workouts are balanced, so that is, you've got that stability happening. And then I was saying about the end range, try and keep or steer clear from the end range of your movement. Don't seek it, keep away from it, because chances are that's going to make your joint vulnerable. And as I said, your connective tissue is designed to try and limit you reaching that end range. It recognizes, so it's going to hold, and it could try and tense up, and then you might pull something. So tonight was just some tips to try and help you improve your workout from a sort of back-friendly point of view. Please feel free to share this to anyone you think might benefit. I am going to be, as I said, doing a spinal health workshop later in the month, well, in May. And please feel free to like and send me some hearts. It's always nice to get a bit of love. Have a great evening. I hope this is proving useful to you. It'll be a bit intermittent tomorrow because I'm on the next part of my biomechanics coach course and we're looking at shoulders, so I might slightly switch over to shoulder side of things rather than back, but we'll see what happens during the course of the day. So have a great day. See you later.